Losing fat is actually quite simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy, and your habits is what will make this journey either 10 times easier or 10 times harder. I personally found these are the 5 habits that have helped me and a lot of our clients be very successful with the fat loss phase and make that journey a lot easier. Number 1 is going to be your routine. I often find that when people fall off and they start going backwards is when their routine gets thrown out of whack. We are creatures of habit, so set yourself up with a simple routine on a daily and weekly basis that you can follow that fits your lifestyle. Here's what some of our busiest clients do to make this easier. First is schedule all your workouts into your weekly calendar. That way you know exactly what days and times you're going to train and then simply never book anything in those slots. The second, try to give yourself a bedtime or at least a wake up time. I personally find for me, this is probably the best habit that helps keep me very consistent and in routine. I find it's key to do this 7 days a week rather than your standard Monday to Friday and then completely flipping your routine upside down on the weekends, because the weekends is generally where people tend to fall off track the most as well. This way, each day feels very similar and that will carry over into your training and your eating habits. And third, if you're super busy, I would schedule what days you're actually gonna food shop and meal prep into your calendar as well. And a little pro tip, I highly recommend jumping on your laptop or your computer, ordering your grocery shop online and then either just go and pick it up or get it dropped to your house. It's like an extra couple bucks, but you save so much time and you also avoid going down that delicious bakery aisle that you know you want to slam like 7 muffins. Habit number 2 is going to be to make your diet simple and convenient. For example, my current diet is so simple that I only have to cook about 1 meal every second day. So my breakfast is something super simple, like this blueberry and biscuit overnight oats. Then my lunch, which is usually post-workout as well, is 2 chicken sandwiches with this pre-made chicken. And yes, if you cooked raw chicken yourself and bought it, is it cheaper? Yes. Is it gonna be slightly better macros? Yes, but you have to pick what's gonna be more doable for you. And at the moment, when my work is just super busy and I have minimal time, this is how I make it work. Then in the Arvo, instead of cooking another meal, I usually get a little bit hungry, so I'll have something like an RTD protein shake. Like these Rockaby protein milks are really good. I just have like a protein shake at home, or a YoPro, something super simple. And then dinner, that's where I'll cook. And the way I'll do it is I'll basically cook a whole pack of meat, usually something like extra lean mince or a steak, and I'll cook enough for the next day as well. That way I can have like my mince burrito bowls, my simple spag bowl, whatever it is I'm having for dinner, and it will last the second day. That way I'm cooking 1 meal every 2 days. Very simple, very convenient, and very easy for me to stick to. Habit number 3 is going to be getting used to eating more food for less calories. The next biggest progress killer that I see is hunger and cravings. So high food volume when you're trying to lose body fat is an absolute game changer. Now all this simply means is eating more food for less calories. Let me give you a perfect example. This delicious tub of Ben & Jerry's, although quite small, packs 1,200 calories. Now if we compare that to something like this entire bag of strawberries, half a kilogram of strawberries, plus 2 YoPros, like obviously you're not gonna eat all that in one go, but I'm just trying to show you how much of a difference this makes. You would definitely struggle to eat all of that. 2 YoPros plus a bag of strawberries, half a kilo of strawberries, 300 calories versus 1,200 calories. This is literally 4 times the amount of calories all of this is. That's pretty hectic. So that's simply what high food volume means. And if you get into a good habit of eating more food for less calories, you're always gonna stay more full. It's gonna be easier to stick to your diet, and therefore you will make fat loss progress much better. It's gonna be much easier for you to sustain. Habit number 4 is gonna be simply move more. Sounds very simple, I know. But when I say move more, I don't mean like what you're doing at the gym and playing sports and doing all that kind of stuff, although that does help. I'm generally talking about your NEAT, so your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So me just playing about with the ball here, playing with the dogs, and most importantly, your daily steps, because that's the only real thing that we can track accurately with a smartwatch or something like that. The reason that this is so important is because if you check out this graph here, as you can see, our NEAT, so like I said, our daily movement, takes up the second biggest portion of the amount of calories we burn, and the first biggest portion is who we are. So you can't change that. It's your age, your weight, your height, all that kind of stuff. So the next biggest thing that will determine how many calories you burn on a daily basis is your daily movement. Therefore, simple things like parking further away, if you're at work and you're able to take a phone call and you're able to walk around while you're on the phone call, do that. Those little things add up so much on a daily basis, and literally just increasing those daily steps will make a world of difference when it comes to making fat loss easier. And habit number 5 is going to be have a game plan for your fat loss phase. The fastest way to get somewhere is to have a map and to have a game plan. Every time I do my summer shred or I've done a fat loss phase and I map out the entire thing, roughly how much weight I want to lose, roughly how lean I want to get, it goes 10 times smoother and it's so much easier compared to all the times I've done a fat loss phase and I'm just like, oh, we'll just see how we go. So for myself and some of our clients, this is exactly how that game plan would look. The first is a training plan with however many days you want to train. That way you can schedule it out into a weekly calendar like we spoke about in habit 1. The second is a meal plan with your calories and macros spot on for your deficit. This way you can simply just follow that meal plan and you don't have to stress about tracking all the little things you eat every single day. And then whenever you do want to eat off your meal plan or eat something freely, you can just track that one off meal and it makes it so much easier. The next thing is more than likely you're going to have a daily step target, especially if you're not in an active job, which of course ties into habit number 4 like we just said. And then lastly, you're going to be tracking your progress. That way, whenever you hit a plateau, because eventually you will, you can simply make some adjustments and keep making progress. Also, this is super simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. We literally just track your weekly average scale weight and your progress pics, and of course your training performance as well, but that's very easy. That way you can simply see once your weekly average starts to plateau, you're no longer dropping, your progress pics start slowing down, you're not really seeing the changes, you know you're about to, or you are in a fat loss plateau, so you can simply make some adjustments. Remember what we said, it is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. So try to get these daily habits dialed in. That way it'll be so much easier for you and you stop relying on motivation, because that's never going to be enough to carry you through and get the progress that you want. Now, if you feel like you're doing all of these things, you're eating healthy, but you're still not losing weight, I'd recommend checking out this video here.